Sinatra a cappella. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome back to the stage, Bluz. I am back. Don't have music, so don't have to snap for me.
This next poem was written for my little brother. He's not little anymore, he's my younger brother, because now he could probably kick my ass, but I'm just saying. You ever had a younger sibling when you're growing up? Anybody have the younger sibling? And then everywhere you went, they had to go? Like, I'm going to the park, take your brother with you. I'm going to the bathroom, take your brother with you. So he's a younger kid and followed me everywhere I went. Grows up, fast forward, to him graduating high school. He was a chubby kid. And he calls me one day and says he's joining the Marines. And I laugh because he's still a chubby kid. I'm like, I don't think you're gonna make it, bro. They're pretty serious over there at the Marines. And he goes and he makes it. And he graduates, and we're looking at all these flights and squadrons of people, and up walks this skinny kid, and it's him. And I'm like, well, what did they train you with? Crack? What is wrong with you? You are super thin. But he's really gung-ho, and fast forward a couple of years, and it's 9/11, and I'm watching everything go down on the TV, and I completely panic, and I freak, and I call my mother, and I said, you see what's going on TV? And she's like, yeah, we're going to war. And I was like, I think we can get him to Canada, and he'll be fine. And she was like, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say. Because she reminded me, this is what he signed up for. This is what he was called to do. And luckily, it was the end of his tour, and he didn't have to go. But a lot of his friends did. And some of them did not come back. And for him to be that young, to understand what death is, and to have friends who are veterans, younger than me, it's a crazy state. So this poem is for them.
When they left, when they trotted off to play war, they were fresh. Graduated from some Midwest high school. Letterman's jackets and class rings. They loved to sing songs their fathers sung when they were young. When they were their age, when they were fresh. Classic melodies, timeless harmonies being sung off-key by 4 South Dakota boys in poorly armored Humvee, 45 miles per hour down a dusty Baghdad street. The words remove them briefly from the anxiety, the intensity, the propensity for bullets and bombs to gravitate towards American soldiers as the tune soldiered on from cautious voices. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. We're good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, singing this'll be the day that I. They say when the roadside bomb goes off that you may not hear the bang, but feel the concussion of explosion, shattering the percussion of eardrums, the blast, sending razor-sharp metal and glass flying in a blizzard of shrapnel and shards, the flash of heat, removing you from seat of poorly armored Humvee. The song now sounds more like 4 South Dakota boys screaming off-key, yelling in unison, who's hit, IED, IED, he. He remembers where his arm used to be. The phantom fingers trying to remember the grip of his girlfriend's hands. He's trying to understand how to walk again. This is a situation he can't run away from, like when he ran away from home to be a man, to fight for a country he loved, and his only regret is not using these now broken legs to take that long walk with his father so he could talk him out of signing up, shipping off. Bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Welcome to the jungle where blood and sand mix with the rubble and stones of demolished homes. This is a concoction for democracy while we are happily head bobbing the HD radio up the highway. A soldier's head is bobbing bloody from gun battle as men of vac is trying to get him away. He never heard the blast. It felt it like father trying to force tough love into his skull on a bitter morning in November. He's trying to remember the taste of warm apple pie and cold beer, but the memory gets scattered with the brain matter, and the fragments fill up the voids like the names of soldiers who never heard the roadside bomb go off. Your memory goes off. You have trouble placing the names. You can't quite remember their faces. You're lucky if you lose an ear because the ringing like their screams never stop tolling in your head. It weighs heavy on your purple heart pumping. Pride and shame, guilt and rage. If there was a medal for every time you fought off thoughts of suicide, you'd wear it like skin, tattooed with battle scars. Sit proudly in dive bars and tell war stories about lost buddies and saying goodbye to Miss American Pie.
Thank you.